Well, today is the 1st December 2016, and today's devotional is entitled The Bible is Fact, Not Fiction. Our reading today is from 1 John 1, verses 1 to 10, and the key verse we're going to look at is verse 1. It says, "We proclaim to you the one who existed from the beginning, whom we have heard and seen. We saw him with our own eyes and touched him with our own hands. He is the word of life." It's important that we realize that the Bible is fact and not fiction. Our faith is not built upon some fable, fairy tale, or some stories made up by man, but rather is rooted in the very facts of history. Jesus Christ was a real historic person. And this invites investigation. And we see this in verse 1 of 1 John, where he says, "That which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our very own eyes, which we have looked at and touched with our own hands." John begins his letter with no introduction or greeting. Instead, he starts off, as he did with the Gospels, by saying, "In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning." John wants to make sure that we understand Jesus is eternal, without beginning or end. This echoes back to Genesis 1:1, which says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." The message about Jesus has not changed. It will never change. John has been with Jesus from the beginning of his ministry. And what he records about him, he wants to make sure we know is true. He says this is what he has heard. He saw with his eyes what he did, and he touched him. These are facts, not fiction. John is saying that he was an eyewitness. My guess is that some of you have probably heard something in your life that was not true. But what we learn from John is true. He says, proclaiming concerning the word of life. The life appeared, we have seen it and testified to it, and we proclaim to you eternal life. Christianity is a message to be proclaimed, not to be kept private. Once we encounter Christ, we cannot help but to proclaim him to others. The word John uses, appeared, it comes twice, and it means to put on display for all to see. Since Jesus has appeared, we can't help but announce this news to others. Notice 3 times proclaim, proclaim, proclaim is used in this passage. The word means to report, to announce, as a messenger would announce. He also uses the word testify, which is a word with the symbolic of a court system, to bear witness to something which has been experienced firsthand. I just love how the early church engaged in evangelism. It wasn't a program or a method, but rather Peter and John says in Acts 4:20, "For we cannot help speaking about what we have seen and heard." Now, are you so motivated by what Jesus has done? Is Jesus' relationship so real in your life today that you can't help but speak about what he's done, what he said to you, and how he's working through you? Evangelism should flow out of us.